Hell yeah! What is going on, everybody? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy DKEN, and welcome to my incredible podcast. Now, before we commence this episode, do not forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, share this with your boys and your families, follow me on Instagram, smash that bell notification button, and of course, as always, enjoy. Let's get started. Our top story for today shall be, why do you want to get married? This is a question that I need to ask to all of the men out there that plan to get married. This is what I like to call a code red situation. This is what I want all of you to do. If any of you have a friend or a family member or even an acquaintance that plans to get married, go ahead and ask them this very simple question. Why do you want to get married during a time like this? Times where we have a global epidemic, we have a virus on the loose, unemployment rates are still high, divorce rates are still way above in the sky, people in general are barely happy nowadays. Why in the fuck do you want to get married? I dare each and every single one of you to ask this question to all of the people close to you that intend to get married, because we need to have this discussion ASAP. Let's start with the divorce rates. The first thing that I'm going to present to you now is an article titled 3 Reasons Why Women Initiate Divorce More Often Than Men. It says here, and I quote, this is according to a 2015 research study conducted by the American Sociological Association, or otherwise known as the ASA, which suggests 2/3 of all divorces are initiated by women. Among college-educated women, this number jumps up to 90%. When you really think about these numbers, they are scary. Let's go over that again. 2/3, which means give or take 66% of females initiate the divorces towards their significant others, or I should say their soon-to-be former significant others. Inside of that 66%, 90% of them are college-educated females that initiate these divorces. Now, this is another thing that Coach Greg Adams taught in his channel. Back in one of his videos, he shares a side story where he was experiencing a divorce that occurred many years ago. Now, unfortunately, I have some bad news for you. I tried to look for that video, and I know I saved it in one of my playlists. However, I could not locate the specific video that I was looking for. My guess, it either got taken down by YouTube because, I don't know, folks got offended by that video, or he changed the status of that video to private. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paraphrase exactly what he said in that video. I'm going to do my best to summarize to you what he said in this specific video, okay? He simply said that while he was going through a divorce, he remembered that one day he was so broke he could not pay rent for 2 places. One of them that he was staying in, he was forced to move into another place because he had a mortgage note in one place and he was paying for another studio apartment that he moved in after living in the backside of his Ford Explorer. And he remembered that one day he could not generate enough money to go to this one restaurant that he liked. And he remembers basically looking through the window of that restaurant, and he said to himself, one day I'm going to eat in that restaurant. And that's how broke he was. And that was about a decade ago that he went through this incident. He simply remembered looking in through the window of that specific restaurant. He hadn't eaten in a day, and he also could not eat in that very same night. So he had to wait the next morning in order to get something to eat. And it wasn't in that restaurant that he wanted to go to. It was at a different place. That's how broke he was going through a divorce. I mean, going through child support and paying attorneys. Ladies and gentlemen, and especially the boys out there, if you're listening to this right now, in this very moment, tell all of your buddies, tell all of your girlfriends, or whoever the fuck is next to you, to wake up and tell them to come back to earth right now. Because His story needs to be heard. Matter of fact, his story needs to be embedded into your minds right now, because you need to set his story as an example, or better yet, as a golden key reason as to why you should not get married during this time and age. Okay? For those of you that intend to get married, this is already bad enough, because during a time like this, I promise you it will end in a divorce. Getting divorced is already bad enough, but having kids with your significant other, that makes it even worse. This means that you will have to pay child support and vagina money for the rest of your life. In addition to this, you might end up losing your house. You might end up losing your pension, your 401k. You're forced to get another place of your own, perhaps a studio apartment. If this is something that you want to go through, if you honestly believe that your marriage will work, then by all means, roll the dice and see what happens. Coach Greg Adams went through this hell road himself. I encourage all of you to go to his channel, watch as many videos as you can about him when he talks about divorce, okay? He will share with you what he knows. Now, in one of his videos, he shared a statistic of the divorce rate in the county that he lived in, okay? Orange County. Now, keep this in mind. He lives in one of the wealthiest zip codes in the whole nation. This is the statistic that he shared with his audience in this video. It says here, and I quote, Orange County has one of the highest divorce rates in the nation. About 72% of marriages in this county ended divorce, compared with the national average of about 50%. I shall repeat this one more time so that it becomes embedded in your minds. This is a statistic that Coach Greg Adams shared to his audience in this one specific video. Divorce is something that is happening on a daily basis, every single day. Daily. And keep this in mind, it's not about what happened to me. It's not about what happened to the coach. This is about what's happening to almost all men out here. And the best response that these females can come up with is, who hurt you? It's just money. Get over it. You're bitter. Gentlemen, you better listen to what I am saying right now, because it will save your lives. Females in general and men in general, they don't care about your issues. They do not care about what you're going through. Folks, listen to me right now. You are responsible for what you want in life. You're responsible for what kind of lifestyle you want. Nobody is going to come in and fucking save you and help you. You have to go through all of the challenges and all of the obstacles yourselves. You have to do the work yourself. Nobody is going to come in and hold your fucking hands. People in general, they do not give two fucks about anything that you're going through. Men like Coach Greg Adams, strong, successful male, the 33 Secrets, they're trying to teach you how to protect yourselves against these narcissistic and corrupt females. Listen, these females, especially the Gen Z females, they do not care about men out here. They are only out here looking to protect their own interests. As of right now, the date and time is November 8th of 2021, and right now the time is 6:58 p.m. I am looking at the map right now, and I can see that the U.S. currently has, 46,554,704 total cases inside of the United States, and 755,080 deaths so far, okay? As for unemployment rates, this graph shows you that even though unemployment rates are dropping, bigger things are at stake here. More people are quitting their jobs. More people in the U.S. are becoming unhappier than ever before. In this article titled, Millions of Workers Are Quitting Their Jobs During the Pandemic, meet 6 who made a big change. It says right here, and I quote, in a year when millions lost their jobs, many also switched career paths, launched their own companies, quit without set plans, or left the workforce altogether. There's no one reason for all the change. There have been fears about health and safety during a public health crisis. Routines have turned upside down as people juggled jobs and family and adjusted to remote work. All of it contributed to workers reevaluating, reprioritizing, and reflecting on what they do. According to experts who study workplace well-being and organizational behavior, the result appears to be a massive wave of job changes. About 4 million people quit their jobs in April alone, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's the highest quit level since the agency began publishing these rates in December 2000. You don't think this is bad enough? How about this one? This article titled, Poll, Americans are the unhappiest they've been in 50 years. And it starts with, and I quote, "It's been a rough year for the American psyche. Folks in the U.S. are more unhappy today than they've been in nearly 50 years. This bold yet unsurprising conclusion comes from the COVID response tracking study conducted by NORC at the University of Chicago. It finds that just 14% of American adults say they're very happy, down from 31% who said the same in 2018. That year, 23% said they often or sometimes felt isolated in recent weeks. Now, 50% say that." The survey conducted in late May draws on nearly a half-century of research from the General Social Survey, which has collected data on American attitudes and behaviors at least every other year since 1972. No less than 29% of Americans have ever called themselves very happy in that survey. Folks, I'm going to say this one more time. All of you listen to me right now. I am pointing out all of these statistics for one reason and one reason alone. The main point I am trying to get across is this. During a time like this, I implore you, if I were you, do not, I repeat, do not get married, especially during dangerous times like the one we're living in right now in this very moment. All of these statistics that I just read to you is to prove to you as to why you should not go through this. It will cost you more than just money, and when I say money, I mean child support and vagina modi. It will cost you time with your kids. Like, this only applies if you have kids with your ex. Time with your kids, custody battles, your fucking real estates, meaning the house you bought for her, any of your businesses, other properties under your name. Like, you could end up losing everything. However, like I said earlier, if you believe that she is not like the other females looking for golden parachutes at the dead end of your marriage, then by all means roll the dice and see what happens. With all of that said, this concludes this episode of my incredible podcast. So thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, share this with your boys and your families. Follow me on Instagram. Smash that bell notification button. And every single one of you, have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace out.